Hi, everyone. My name is Brian Huff, and welcome to Pepper Forward. Today is our first episode of Meet Your Maker. Are you ready to meet your maker? Now, the idea behind this show is to meet hot sauce makers and to learn a little bit more about them. I'm really excited about this. The interviews, of course, are going to be done over Zoom for the time being with COVID-19 the way it is. So hopefully soon in the future we will be able to change that and maybe go out and meet these guys and see where the magic happens. So thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, let us know, and I really appreciate it. Thanks. All right, Tomas Rodriguez, welcome to Meet Your Maker. You're the first guest on our show, and we really appreciate you coming out and doing this again. A lot of people wouldn't know.
Yes.
We've attempted this a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here again.
Well, I see that you've got out in the garden today. I can see the reapers there growing behind you in the sun.
Yeah.
What got you
there's a
started
couple
in
of plants
this?
back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few years ago I was taking a ride with my son, and I think we were in Alabama, and he was like 10 years old, and he asked me if I knew what the world's hottest pepper was, and I'm like, I have no idea. And he's like, oh, it's a Carolina Reaper. So we made a deal back then that when we got home, we were going to put a plant here in the house, and we chose where the mailbox is because there's sun all day out there. So we put a plant, and it got to about 5 foot tall and probably yielded 300 peppers out there.
Wow, that's insane.
And yeah, so I just had the peppers at home, and then my nephew, his name is Michael Rodriguez, he's like, man, I went on eBay and I bought one of those peppers that you grow out there. And I immediately thought, people are paying for this stuff? So I listed them on eBay, and they sold out. All the peppers I had were gone. So the following year, I put a couple more plants in the ground, and then I started making hot sauce for my friends and family. And one of them told me one day, man, you should be selling this stuff. So I put them on eBay, and they sold out too. So then the following year, I put a little more plants in the ground, and then every year it's growing a little bit, and here we are.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, is there any family heritage? Do you have any past pepper growers in your family or anything like that, or this just you're starting a new tradition?
Yeah. No one in my family even eats hot stuff. So this just came out of nowhere, and everybody knows what I do now, but it's brand new. I don't have it. I didn't have any friends, any family that grew hot peppers for fun. So
that's really cool. Well, I could see where it could be a fun hobby that could get out of hand rather quickly.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. You need a lot of patience and a high tolerance for failure to be able to get somewhere, because it takes a long time. Like, I plant my seeds on November 1st every year, and I keep them in the house because I live in Georgia, so the freeze kills all the plants in the winter. So I keep them in the house and then take care of them until about tax day, and then when I see that there's no freeze coming for the next couple of weeks, then I start putting them in the ground. But it takes, I usually pick my first ripe pepper right around August 1st. So it takes me about 9 months to from the time that I plant the seed to the time that I pick up the peppers. It takes other people less time because they have grow houses and all kinds of lights and all that. All I have is a bunch of windows and a few cups that I put on the window to get some sun all day. So I'm not that involved in that, and I'm sure I could cut the time if I did all that. But that will take some of the fun out of it.
Well, I mean, it looks like it's not broke. I wouldn't fix it.
Yes, that's right.
So I understand you've got a barbecue sauce now in the works.
I do.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Your bottle is going to go out in the mail tomorrow, by the way. So
oh man, I'm ready.
Last year I was having wings with a few friends here, and I took just a regular barbecue sauce and then added some of the peppers and some of the ingredients that I use for the hot sauce. and everybody loved it. And it was like an off the shelf Ray's. I think it was Sugar Baby Ray's or something like that. One of the guys actually took the bottle home when we were done. They liked it so much. So I have a very good friend of mine that makes his own barbecue sauce. His name is Steve Hutchison, and it's the best barbecue sauce I've ever had. So when I saw that, I thought, man, I should get with Steve and see if we can combine his barbecue sauce with the stuff that I do with the Carolina Reaper, and we'll have a Carolina Reaper barbecue sauce, which I hadn't seen out there. So I talked to him, and he was very excited. And first he made me like 2 gallons, a 2-gallon batch, and it sold like immediately. I gave away a bunch. That's one thing that I do. I usually, like if somebody asks me for stuff, the first time they try it, I usually give it away, and then if they like it, then they keep buying. So I gave away a whole bunch of barbecue sauces. But the next time we met, he made me 4 gallons, and that went pretty well. Well, the last time I met with him, he gave me 16 gallons of barbecue sauce.
Oh wow!
And I'm still working on that. So
that's more than my gas tank will hold.
Yes. So now we're on the 16-gallon mark now, and that'll probably last me a good couple of months. But that's how the whole barbecue thing got started. He makes an amazing barbecue sauce, and we combined his barbecue sauce with the ingredients that I use, and that's where we are.
That's awesome. There's a lot of different styles of hot sauce out there. Have you ever considered using something other than a vinegar-based sauce?
I haven't. Like I'm a very simple guy. I don't like to venture out too much. Like for my garden, for example, I used to plant cayenne, habanero, Trinidad Scorpion, Ghost, and Carolina Reaper. And then when I start selling the stuff, I see that the Reaper is the one that got the most attention because obviously it's the hottest pepper, and it has all the allure that comes with that. So now all I plant is Carolina Reaper and cayenne, because I use the cayenne as well. But I haven't. I've thought about making like a buffalo sauce for wings.
Okay.
I have a couple of good friends of mine. One in Denver. He owns Cosmic Wings, and one in Oklahoma that owns Smitty's Bar and Grill. I think they haven't opened yet, but it's on the way, and they carry my sauce and use it for some of their products. So I've thought about maybe making a buffalo sauce for their wings that they have on the menu, but that's about as much as I've thought about venturing out or expanding the sauce a little bit more. I'm working with Steve on making a dry rub, Carolina Reaper dry rub for this growing season. We're going to give that a run and see how that goes. But that's pretty much all. That's pretty much all the doors that I have open right now.
That sounds amazing. Now I know, talking about going into a wing sauce with the hot sauce of yours that I've tried, because this is the 50% bottle that you made me. And if you made this into a wing sauce, it would definitely, I think, be a really good sauce for them to do a challenge with at their restaurants and bars.
I talked to my friend in Oklahoma, and he sent me. Well, he posted a picture of his menu, and it has wings, but he didn't have any like Reaper flavor wings or anything like that. So I talked to him, and he said they're gonna do like a test run. And I told him that he could take the 50% and do exactly what you said. Maybe do a challenge, like if you eat 10 of these, you won't pay, but if you don't eat them, it's like $50 or something like that. He's gonna go with that idea and see how it goes.
Now, you mentioned back before that Michael got you sort of into this and everything. Did the kids still come out and help out with the garden?
Yeah. Well, Michael's my nephew. My son's name is Hiram, but
okay.
When we're out here, when it's growing season, they're the ones that actually do the most of picking the peppers and all that. I do more of the maintenance, making sure that the water is fine, but all the stuff that you don't have to think about, I throw them out there and they just pick the peppers and bring me bags of pepper. They'll sit out here having a beer. So they really enjoy doing that. It's time that we spend together, and it's very precious time for me as well to spend with my kids doing something that I enjoy and that they also enjoy as well.
Yeah, that to me has been the highlight of quarantine. Has been all the family time that we've gotten.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
as bad as everything is right now with COVID-19, that's been my silver
Hmm.
lining, and I
Yeah,
think a huge positive that that maybe I think everybody at least can take away from all the bad that's been happening.
I know.
Do they have to
I
wear
know.
gloves when you pick those things? I mean,
I don't, because when you cut the pepper, there's nothing on that stem that will stick to you.
okay,
The All the fire is in when you open up the pepper. Like the oil that's in there is what gets to you. But a lot of people say that, oh, I got a seed, so I messed up. Like, it's really hard. But the problem is not the seed I found. The problem is the oil that's inside the pepper around where the seeds are. That's what gets you. It's not the seed itself.
okay,
That's
so
what
it's in
I've
that
seen.
placenta area.
Yeah, all that oil that's in there that sticks to your fingers. Of course, if I work on either making the sauce or getting the seeds out, because I also sell the seeds on eBay and on Etsy, that I have to put two pairs of gloves on just to make sure that none of that stuff gets in my hand, because it'll stay there for days.
Oh wow,
Hmm.
that's incredible. So yeah, I guess
Yeah.
the Scoville units clock in at around 2.5 million on
Yeah.
the Reaper,
Yeah. It's two. I
and
think it's 2.2.
I think it's police mace is around 5 million. So I've
I
done the
know.
Death Nut
I
Challenge,
know.
which was 13 million. I can't imagine getting sprayed with
Wow.
that.
I know. I know.
uh, but yeah, Tomas, I'm so glad you were able to join us. We got this all to work out. This is fantastic.
Very good.
Um,
Yeah, I'm glad
appreciate
to
you
be
coming
here,
out.
and I'm
We'll have to do this again during harvest time. We'll have to actually see some of the process of these guys coming off the plants and everything. And
yeah,
I hope
yeah,
one
because
of these
they're all.
days, when all this is over, we can actually visit each other.
I know. Yeah, we're fairly close to each other because you're in Selma, right?
Yeah, I'm only about a 6-hour drive.
Yeah, yeah, we're fairly close to each other. Yeah, we gotta do something and get together. All
That'd
the
be
peppers
awesome.
now are green. I have most of the plants have peppers right now, but they're all green, and I have the plant looks just like a regular plant, but when they turn red, then that's when you can really appreciate what those peppers are like. They all these different shapes and sizes. Some have long tails, some have no tails, some have a curled up tail. It's a very interesting pepper to me. So that's probably that interest is probably why I enjoy dealing with them so much.
Yeah, I think the Carolina Reaper it does. It has some really interesting characteristics. I've noticed that from different photographs from online of people
Yes,
that
sir.
grow them, and
Hmm.
some of
Oh
them
yeah,
are just evil looking.
they look gnarly. Yes, some of them look very mean. My son, I made a sauce the other day, and I put a couple of the Green Reapers in there, the new ones, which I think are maybe are hotter than what I've had. Last year, I took a trip to South Carolina, and I bought some of the seeds from the original place where they created the pepper,
Okay,
Pucker Bud Farms. So that's where these plants came from this year. I planted those November of last year. So the flavor is different, and I think they're a little bit hotter. And I made this sauce the other day, and my son tasted it, and he told me that pepper is so mean that you bite into it and it bites you back. Uh, and
I bet.
that is a great way to describe it, because we bit into a green pepper as well, and it was bad. It was nasty.
I bet that was brutal.
Uh,
I've not gotten
yeah,
brave enough to try the Reaper yet. I've eaten a Red Ghost, and that's as close as I've gotten so far.
yeah,
But
it's
maybe
just a
one of these
different kind of
days.
heat. Yeah, I'll send you a few. Like, when I'll put a couple of green ones in the box when I send it to you, and then when they're ready, we'll definitely get together and I'll send you some for you to try. I think you'd have to be very careful with them, but I think you'd enjoy them.
Awesome. Thomas, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
helping this all happen. Love from
Yes,
my
sir.
family to yours, and I hope you guys have a great
Same here.
summer, and look forward
Same
to do
here.
this again.
I really appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.